It is freaking hot in this thing. If you read right, we are taking the oil pan off again. I think this is close to the 5th or 6th time I've done this in the last year. It's just part of having a Bronco, I guess. But the reason we're taking the pan off this time is because, like you guys saw, we did the Rubicon a week ago, and we got up to 250 degrees tranny temp. Apparently that's very bad. I thought it was running great, but what do I know? But not really. So 250 degrees, we drained the oil already. You should have seen it. It was practically brown, which is not a good sight. Again, other than that, the trail went pretty smoothly. I'm actually still finding missing bolts and nuts and screws. I even found a little hidden dent, kind of like sand from Oregon. You just keep on discovering stuff. It just keeps on coming out of nowhere. This thing has to come off so we can see how that looks under there, especially with all that burnt fluid having been around in there. My guess is we're gonna find a bunch of crustaceous stuff in there. I guess we'll see. I'm gonna see if I can find some rubber gloves, not because I'm a wimp or anything, just because, you know, I don't know. It's hard getting oil off your hands. And plus this thing probably says on the bottle somewhere that it causes cancer. So everything causes cancer nowadays. I'm gonna go find some gloves. Those probably cause cancer. Okay, found the gloves. Back to the mission. Excuse the mess. We've been doing a lot to prep this thing for Oregon because we don't want it to, we don't want the transmission to blow up like last year. That sucked. In case you couldn't tell, we don't believe in power tools here at Wild Horses. We believe everything should be done by hand. Sometimes you have to compromise. Oh, literally dripping sweat. Okay. If I got little sweat droplets dripping off of me, just ignore it. As you can see a little bit of crap in there. Look at that oil. That is toasted. Yeah, it smells good too. I should just, except I don't want to take the time to wash it off. Kinda do that. This is the battle scars of the Rubicon. It is a testament of the hardness that we endured out there on the trail just for a few moments of fun. Because trust me, it wasn't all fun. That dust in the back of your throat was not fun. The rest of it was fun though. Okay. Oh, I don't know if that's still on my face or not. Anyways, so I think what we might end up doing is replacing the filter, I'm sure. I don't know what time it is. It might be around 5 o'clock. It might not be. I wish it was because it is way too hot back here, which I've said 1,000 times at this point. But so again, we did a full drain. We already drained the torque converter. It's all bad oil anyways, so we're just gonna kind of see what to do next. We're gonna contemplate. We're going to think just by staring and looking. While we're staring and looking, check it out. There actually used to be bolts that held this rock rail onto my rockers, but most of those bolts are gone. All of the ones on this side are loose. It's just because that Rubicon bangs your rockers up, like I said. So do not go out there if you don't have rock rails on. That is a must. Unless you just want to be one of those rigs that rolls up to the shows, or if you go to shows, it just rolls up wherever with major dents everywhere. You know, those could be cool too. It's a Bronco. Anyways, transmission. Or maybe we're just talking about the Rubicon detriments. I don't know if I worded that right, but the Rubicon detriments. Let's see what else we can find that's jacked up. We got that. that might have been from Moab. So, I mean, even then you can look, you can see how bent that thing is. You see that angle? That's not supposed to be like that. I'm guessing that's supposed to be straight, so that's jacked up. Oh yeah, see? That one looks normal, nice and straight. The other one must have bashed into a rock. So, obviously we got all of our bumper scrapes. Those bumper scrapes were the ones that made my mom just, let me out of the rig, it's too bumpy, you're beating me up. Oh nice, I'm totally missing a spike right there. That one broke off. The rest of them just kind of disappeared, but and then you could see in the corner right there, I bashed in that part of my fender somehow. Must have landed on something right in there. Oh shoot, you could, I didn't even realize it was that loose. That is awful. Ugh. So much work these things are. The thing about this that I keep realizing is it's never gonna look as good as it first did, you know? Like you rolled it out and it was just your pride and joy. It was so clean, and now everything has scrapes. Like the bumper. When we first got the bumper powder coated, I remember just like, I did not want a single scratch on it. I would dust off everything. Every time a piece of dust fell in it, I would just wipe it off. Now it's covered in dust, covered in scrapes, bare metal. It's just, it's what happens when you have fun with these things. So, moving on, we got a side scrape right there. Looks like a little dent right in there. Obviously got, not curb rash, but rock rash. Front bumper, scrapes all up in there too. And then one thing that I found that I didn't even realize that James pointed out was we have a dent in the grill, which I don't even know how we got that. Again, same thing with that fender, a little bit bashed in. This one's not as loose as the other one, which is nice. Nice to know. We can look at the tires. The tires got all cut up from something up in there, which that's not too good. That's something we're gonna have to deal with. I think that's about it. Just a little dent in there, and that's all the stuff that I can find. I don't know, I think this thing just took a beating in general, but it still turns on, it still works, and you know, that's all I can ask for from this thing. I think that's all of the abuse that this thing was put through. Scrapes and a couple dents, but nothing too shabby. The paint's kind of jacked up, which sucks, but that's a joke, obviously. My paint can't get jacked up. That's the genius of it. The more jacked up it gets, the more it looks at home. That's my wisdom for you guys today. But anyways, we're gonna figure out what to do with that oil pan. Oh, Broncos, man. Alrighty guys, stay tuned. Let's see if we can find something out. If not, I'm just gonna end the video right here.